Hey everybody, today I'm going to review Solo, a Star Wars story, the second installment of the Star Wars spin-off anthology series. I became very interested in seeing Han Solo getting his own movie since he is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars franchise. However, I learned that it is both a prequel and a spin-off at the same time, so they decided to focus on the young Han Solo, which makes this as an origin story. I am both excited and worried at the same time. I was worried because I heard and read this Star Wars spin-off movie is having production nightmares due to changing directors and reshoot some of the scenes. This marks the first Star Wars movie since A New Hope to have troubled production. I saw it in 3D and it was awesome, but not one of the best Star Wars films I had ever seen, and I'm going to tell you why I think this way. Like Rogue One, the story of this film took place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. It completely shows how he became a smuggler and also how he first met Chewbacca. So basically, it's about Han Solo and Chewbacca exploring their first adventure that involves teaming up with some criminals to do heist within the criminal underworld and meeting young Lando Calrissian. I really do not find the story of this film to be anything that special. It's not bad, but certainly not great. Also, the pacing in this film is a bit messy. To tell you the truth, I think the original Star Wars trilogy, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and The Last Jedi has a way better story than this film. Even the Star Wars prequel trilogy has a better story and moments than this film, although Attack of the Clones is my least favorite of the live-action Star Wars films. The special effects in this film are very good. I can tell that some of the alien creatures and robots are used in motion capture and practical effects. I really like the flying cars, the Millennium Falcon, and the laser weapons are both CGI and practical at the same time. The costume designs and the makeups in this film had definitely fit the mood in the science fiction film. The action scenes in this film was pretty good, but not as memorable as the fight and battle scenes in the previous Star Wars films. Now for the acting, directing, and music. Let's start with young Han Solo, played by Alden Ehrenreich. I have to say, he did a great job playing the younger version of Han Solo, who is of course a smuggler, who is good at driving and shooting laser guns at his enemies and target. Now in this film, before he met Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, he is teaming up with criminals to do heist. Even though Alden Ehrenreich did a good job as Han Solo, he's not as amazing as Harrison Ford, who of course is the original Han Solo. Then there's young Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover. Oh my goodness, he did such an amazing job playing that smuggler who first owned the Millennium Falcon and is good at gambling. He definitely steals the show in this film, and I think he did just as wonderful as Billy D. Williams, who is the original Lando Calrissian. Chewbacca, played once again by that Finnish basketball player Jonas Sutabu, still did a good job playing that Wookiee who is Han Solo's sidekick that joins Han Solo and the rest of the criminals to go on an adventure. Also appearing in this film is Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, who is best known as Daenerys Targaryen, the Dragon Lady Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, Val, played by Taldi Newton, who has been in movies like Interview with the Vampire, Mission Impossible 2, Crash, 2012, and the TV show Westworld, and L3, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Tobias Beckett was the leader of the criminals and a mentor of Han Solo. Kira is also a criminal and Han Solo's his first girlfriend, which I find it to be weird, even though Emilia Clarke did a very nice job playing that character. Val is one of Tobias's fellow criminal members, but I felt she didn't have too much screen time. L3 is Landos' female droid companion and navigator. As for the villain, Dryden Voss, the criminal lord, played by Paul Bettany, while Paul Bettany is a wonderful actor, I find that villain he played to be so boring and weak. He's nowhere near as memorable as Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, Emperor Palpatine, Boba Fett, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous, and Jango Fett. Originally, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who of course made two 21 Jump Street movies and the Lego movie, was going to direct this film, but they were fired due to creative difference. So they have been replaced by Ron Howard. I have to say, Ron Howard did a decent job directing this movie. This is the second time Ron Howard has worked with Lucasfilm since he directed Willow. The music of this film is not as wonderful as the music of the previous Star Wars films. Overall, this Star Wars film was entertaining to watch. While it's not perfect, it is still watchable. Out of all the Star Wars film I've seen, this is officially my least favorite Star Wars film because that's treating this as a mindless popcorn movie. Well, at least it's way better than that god-awful CGI Clone Wars movie. Much like last year's Pirates of the Caribbean 5 Dead Men Tell No Tales, it's a fun, awesome, enjoyable film. I pretty much enjoyed this movie the same way I enjoy other action movies this year, like Tomb Raider, the 2018 reboot, and Rampage, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. If you're a fan of Star Wars, go give it a watch. So I decided to give this Star Wars movie 3.5 out of 5 nuclear bombs.